Hi, let's go ahead and start day 3 of Unit 10. This unit is on area and perimeter, and today we're talking about circles. So before we get started, flip in your book to page 17 and look at warm-up number 2. Work these problems, and when you're finished, well, pause the video, work these problems, and then come back and check and see how you've done. So the first one here we start out with is a trapezoid, and again, this is base 1 and base 2. So this is 8.3, 5.71, 4.6, 4.71, and 3.9. So to find the area is base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. You can get that off your formula chart. So it's 8.3, 8.3 plus 3.9, the two bases, times the height divided by 2. I'm going to grab my calculator here. And it's 8.3 plus 3.9 times 4.6 divided by 2. That gives me 28.06. And the perimeter then is going to be the sum of all the sides. So it's 5.71 plus 3.9 plus 4.71 plus 8.3. I don't care about that 4.6 because that's not on a side. So it's 5.71 plus 3.9 plus 4.71 plus 8.3, 22.62. And this, of course, is a trapezoid. It's not an isosceles trapezoid because my two legs, B1 and B2, are not the same. They're different there. This next one we have is a triangle, of course. The area is 1/2 base times height, which is 1/2. Now, if the height is 5.6, C is the base. And so I could do it like this, 0.5 times 8.4 times 5.6, 23.52. The perimeter is going to be to add up the three sides. So 8.4 plus 6.15 plus 8.1. So that's 8 point, whoop, click on this again. 8.4 plus 6.15 plus 8.1, 22.65. And I should put units on here. This is yards. This is yards squared. This is a triangle. And so, of course, this is going to be square inches and regular inches. So now we're going to talk about circles. This is day 3, topic 3 in this unit. It's on page 10 if you flip back in your book. And when we talk about perimeter of a circle, we have a different word for it. We actually call that the circumference. So perimeter of a circle is circumference. We also have a couple of other new words regarding circles. So this distance here from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle is called the radius. The distance all the way across the circle through the center is called the diameter. So the diameters are the same no matter whether you drew it like that or if you drew it like this or whatever. As long as you went through the center, the diameter is all the way across. It's the longest way across the circle. And from the center to the edge is called the radius. So for example A, the radius here is 5 millimeters, which means the diameter is going to be 10 millimeters. And likewise on B, if the diameter is 12 centimeters, then that would make the radius 6 centimeters. Pi. So now we get introduced to this strange number pi. So what is pi exactly, and what are all these numbers doing here? And why does it say hola right in the middle of that number? Well, pi is a non-repeating decimal that is essentially the ratio of the circumference to the diameter of a circle. It goes on forever. It's 3.14159 and so on and so on and so on and so forth. We'll usually just use 3.14 for pi. There is a button on your calculator that also does pi, and it is used for determining area and circumference of circles. So you see on your formula chart, the circumference of a circle is either going to be pi times the diameter or 2 pi times the radius, because of course 2 radiuses is a diameter. And for the area of a circle, the area is pi times the radius squared, pi r squared. So let's look at example 1 here. We've got a radius of 6, so this distance here is 6, which means this distance is 6, which means this distance is 6. Those are all 6 because they're all radiuses or radii. This long distance is the diameter. That's going to be 12 inches. So then to find the circumference is pi times the diameter, or pi times 12. Or if we're using 3.14, then it's 3.14 times 12, or 37.68. And those are in inches. Just like the perimeter was in the same units as the problem, the circumference, which is the perimeter of a circle, same units. The area is pi times the radius squared. So it's 3.14 times 6 squared. So on my calculator, I'm going to go 3.14 times 6 squared. And I get 113.04. And that's going to be in square inches. Area is in squared units. Circumference or perimeter is in the original units. All right, here's another example. Of course, it's a circle. It says the diameter is 36, which means the radius is going to be half of that, which is 18 inches. And then to find the circumference, I'll work it this way this time. 2 pi r. Again, that's the same thing as pi d. So on my calculator, I've got 2 times pi times 18, 113.04. Inches. And the area is going to be pi r squared. So 3.14 times the radius squared. (1017.36) square inches. So this tells you how to do area and circumference of circles. Spend some time on your homework assignment. Be sure you're checking your answers to identify any mistakes that you might be making. Good luck.